All right, so the Bears actually win their first game with a final score of 24-17 in a game in which I'm not gonna lie, like I knew, there was a chance we would win this game. I did have the Bears losing in terms of my predictions, but man, if we were gonna win that game, that's not how I thought the Bears would win that game at all. But whatever, man. I'll take a W in any which way, shape, or form. But man, Caleb Williams winning off the backs of our defense and special teams. So I'm gonna go over. Obviously, as you can tell, Caleb Williams did not have a good first game, and we're gonna go over why in a bit right here. Kind of go over his stats. So Caleb Williams went 14 of 29 for only 93 yards passing. Didn't even break 100 yards passing, guys. He did not have any touchdowns. He didn't have no interceptions though, and no fumbles. He got sacked twice and then ran 5 times for 15 yards. So yeah, obviously, guys, not a great first game. And it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the end of the world yet. But to have only 93 yards passing with a team like that is kind of like, it's very underwhelming. It's just extremely underwhelming. And maybe we just had too much expectations for him, which is why I always say to temper your expectations with a rookie quarterback, because you're not always going to get a CJ Stroud level performance from a rookie, and that's okay. But not it wasn't just him, wasn't just everyone else was playing good and he was playing bad. Honestly, a lot of people played terrible. Starting off with the offensive line, man. Jeez, man, we're gonna keep doing this again with center, man. I don't understand. I love Ryan Poles. I love what he's been able to do with the Chicago Bears, what he's been able to do with the team, rebuilding everything, getting us to where we are at now. And it would not have been done without his genius, you know, roster building. But the one thing that he has just straight up neglected ever since that he has become the GM has been the center. And I know he's tried to quote unquote fix it, but these aren't real fixes. You go from when he started with Sam Mustipher. You guys remember him? He was a terrible center for us. And then you go and replace him with Lucas Patrick, who was terrible too with us. And you flip him with Cody Whitehair, who was terrible. And now you've got Coleman Shelton, who, I'll give, some sort of benefit that maybe it's his first game. Maybe he's just, he's just not used to the system yet, to the scheme. A lot of things could be at play here. But man, he was just getting ran over by linebackers, by defensive linemen. There was a play where he was blocking a player on a defensive line who had already two blockers, and he let another guy come in. Like, it was just insane. Like, this dude was just letting everybody pass, and that's part of the reason why Caleb struggled so much this game. And man, this offensive line needs to, do better. Outside of really Darnell Wright was really the only consistently good piece in our offensive line. And guys, that's kind of the same story as last year. I mean, obviously, Braxton Jones was solid too. Actually, Nate Davis was solid this game, which is very surprising. Thank God he's doing something. Tevin Jenkins, I saw like statistically he had like a really bad game. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I saw too much out of like bad out Tevin Jenkins other than like one play. So I'll look at that more of the eye test really that I take into account more than PFF stats. But man, Darnell Wright was really the only true like lockdown offensive lineman there. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this offensive line. I really hope that first game was just the team getting used to each other, getting used to chemistry and everything, and or the offensive line getting used to having a quarterback like Caleb Williams who runs around a lot. Maybe, I don't know. They just better fix it, because Caleb will be running for his life a long time. If this continues to happen, it will not be a good thing for his development. But outside of the offensive line, first thing I want to talk about, man, Velus freaking Jones. He needs to be gone. Like, I am one of the few people, I think that I am one of the few people that have actually given this dude so many chances. When everyone has been saying that we should be cutting him, we should be trading him, I've been like, man, maybe there's just something about him on kick returns. As long as he doesn't do punt returns, we're done with that experiment. But kick returns, he can do good. He did good last year. Running back, he looked solid in the preseason. But man, like, he is the reason why that game was almost out of hand to begin with. I mean, just fumbling again. Like, how many times is he going to keep fumbling? And then we switch him out with DeAndre Carter, and thank God for Carter, man. He looked really good. Almost returned a kickoff to the house. And dude, like, I'm sorry, but I'm done with Bayless. You should be cut. You should be done, bro. Like, Brian Poles, I don't understand what it is that he's holding on to this man for. Because if this was anybody else, that was like if he was like an undrafted free agent, let's just say, he would have been cut already, dude. Like, he would not have. Like, that's the only reason why he's still on the team, because he's a third round pick. And I will die on that hill. That's the only reason why he's still on the team. And the fact that he's fast is cool, but there's a lot of fast players too that could do more than what he can do. Honestly, like, I don't know. Ryan Poles sees something in him that we don't, and I don't know what it is. I hope Velus Jones, for as long as he stays on the team, contributes in some way and finds something to contribute in instead of actually actively, like, what is it called? Like, just making us lose, essentially. Just making us lose and being a bad part of our team. He needs to change that up, man. And then Keenan Allen, too. We want to talk a little bit about our receivers as well. Keenan Allen, uncharacteristic drop. Now, Caleb did miss him on a deep ball where he ran a really nice stop and go. But, man, Keenan Allen had an easy touchdown running an out route, and Caleb put it right in his hands perfectly. And for some reason, he just straight up drops it, which is so uncharacteristic from Keenan. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, there you go, he's washed, he's old, he can't catch anymore. I don't think that's true, considering he literally had his best season last year. But, man, clean that crap up, dude. You got to catch the ball. That was going to be Caleb's first touchdown of the year. And honestly, his stats would look a lot better if he has that one touchdown under his belt with no interceptions. So I really hope that Keenan does a lot better in catching the ball. And, I hope Caleb and Keenan have work on their chemistry. And I think it will get better later on. But for Rome Odunze now, one catch, and it came on the wackiest Looney Tunes level catch I've ever seen in my life. Caleb throwing a dart to DJ Moore in the middle of the field, bounces off one of the guys' helmets, goes up into the air. Odunze goes up and mosses one of the defenders runs for a first down. Then it gets knocked out for a fumble in which Tevin Jenkins has to go in and collect it. And somehow all that manages the Bears to get a first down. How that happens, no idea. But whatever. I guess it's better to be lucky than good, as they say. So I don't understand how the hell that was even a catch. But in some other news too, Odunze got hurt in that game. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Velus Jones caused it, because there was a play where it was a screen pass to Velus Jones and Odunze was blocking. I'm not going to really get on Velus Jones too much for that, because it's just football. It's a really incidental play. It would be different like it was a fumble or something like that. But, Odunze is considered week to week according to Adam Schefter with an MCL sprain. So obviously you don't like to see that, but at the very least it's not season ending. So I would say maybe Odunze misses probably, if I had to guess, 2 to 3 weeks. They're not putting him on IR, so that I really do feel confident he'll be back in 2 weeks. I don't think he'll play next week, and I don't think that he should, just because we have other receivers too. Take it easy on the rookie, bro. If he can just, we need him healthy. We just need him healthy. Don't rush him back in. We got guys in there. It's not like this is the Cardinals or the Giants where we absolutely need our star receiver in. Like, no, we can sit him for a week or two, however long he needs to get healthy. His health is the most important thing for us. Now, for DeAndre Swift, not a great game. Only had 10 rushes for 30 yards, but he did have an amazing run in which he cleared a hurdle over somebody. I forgot who the defender was, but man, that was a great hurdle. But outside of that, man, it wasn't that great. He did have a 2-point conversion catch from Caleb Williams, which was also nice on the goal line. So I guess that's nice too. But outside of that, didn't really look a whole lot well. But now switching over to the defense, man, specifically the defense and special teams. Now, outside of Velus Jones on the special teams, everything else was flawless in terms of defense and special teams. Fantasy owners, if you have the Bears defense, you ate this week. It was like 20, almost 30 points you put up, man. Because, oh my goodness. Talk about winning a game off the back of your defense. I mean, this is literally just like that Cardinals game in 2006. What was it? The we know who they were or something like that. I forgot what the saying was, but the game against the Cardinals where we just had terrible offense and we just won it off the back of our defense and our special teams. Literally that same game, man. Darrell Taylor, first off, immediate return on investment. A 6th-round pick that we traded for him not even like 2 weeks ago or even like a week ago or something like that. Immediately return on investment. 8 tackles, 2 sacks, one of them being a forced fumble, which was recovered by the Bears. Just an amazing, amazing day from Darrell Taylor, and I really hope that is not a fluke. I really hope that is more so actually a sign of things to come, and he's just going to have a breakout season for us, and we just kind of have our answer on the other side of the D-line alongside Montez Sweat. And then also Javon Dexter, too, having a sack in there, too. Man, if Javon Dexter and Darrell Taylor and Austin Booker didn't really do anything in this game, actually, I don't even think he recorded a single stat, which is fine with me. He's a fifth-round rookie, so bring him along slowly, especially when you have Darrell Taylor making plays. But man, if we can get those three guys going, oh my goodness, this defense will be solid. Just like they were last year at the end of the year, this year they'll be really solid. Now, they did give up 17 points, but I think it was more so on the fact that our offense was kind of just down until our defense said, you know what, we'll just do it ourselves. So I'm really glad that at least something went right in terms of the Bears. And, if we're going to win somehow, I'd rather us win. I just want to win. That's all I want. I don't care anymore. We've been through so many, great losses. We want to call them great losses with Justin Fields. If you remember those days of Fields having great games, but our defense giving up 40 points. And no matter what, it doesn't matter how you win. You can win 3-0. You can win 50-0. It's still a W the same way. It counts as one win. I'd rather have that than an L in any way, shape, and form. So I'll take that. And another name, too, I want to shout out is TJ Edwards, man. Quietly 15 tackles, which is impressive, honestly. That's a really good game from TJ Edwards, just flying across the field. He was absolutely everywhere. It was like 10 solo tackles and 5 assisted for a total of 15. So, man, it was amazing. 15 combined total tackles, bro. TJ Edwards has just been a star ever since we signed him, and I'm really glad he's on the Bears. And then finishing off with our secondary, Tyreek Stevenson and Jalen Johnson with interception. And man, Tyreek Stevenson, bro. More so Will Levis. What the hell was he doing? Because I believe DeMarcus Walker was the one that was going to sack him. And then Levis just throws the ball up. Like, I don't even know. It was like a weird shot put or just like a little like pitch off or whatever. I don't know what he was doing. No idea what at all. But whatever, man. That won us the game, essentially. Just put the game away. And Will Levis is now a meme when he was putting his hand up on his head like this. That is just an all-time great. It's going to be on a lot of meme pages for a long time. Man, Will Levis, bro, just an absolute just disaster class. He did good in the first half, along with Tony Pollard, who also had a really good game. But Will Levis, man, finishing off the day with 19 of 32 for 127 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble loss from that forced fumble by Darrell Taylor. But, man, they had the game in this bag. We were down 17-0, and we came back and won it. So my final takeaways from this game, guys, starting with Caleb Williams, is let's pump the brakes on the whole he's a busting. All right, yes, he didn't look good at all. There's a lot he needs to work on. Obviously, he's still a rookie in his first NFL game. And like I've been telling you guys, 2 things. 1, C.J. Stroud's rookie season was a fluke. Well, not like a fluke, but it's very hard to replicate. So you're not going to get that all the time. And Caleb Williams is no exception. All the other rookies, by the way, struggled too. And Caleb was the only one that won. So, 1, it's not, we're not going to see Mahomes 2.0 out of Caleb Williams just yet. And 2, the Titans are a good defense. I've been saying it all along. Yes, they're not the best team in football. They're not the Jets or the 49ers or even the Bears. But they are solid enough. They were solid enough to give Caleb Williams issues in his first ever NFL game. Now, if this is year 3 Caleb, year 4 Caleb, and he's, throwing 93 passing yards against the Titans, then that's cause for concern. But this is his first game. The Titans are good enough to give him problems, especially when your receivers aren't helping out, your offensive line is letting defenders through left and right. It's not going to make anything easy. And the most important thing, too, to take away, if there's any positive you guys are looking for, here's a huge one. 0 turnovers from Caleb. As much as he was being pressured, as much as he was getting sacked and running for his life, he didn't make any turnovers, no fumbles. I think it was a fumble snap other than that, but there was no interceptions. There was nothing crazy like that. No interception-worthy throws. Everything, he was just making smart choices. Were they bad throws sometimes where he was overthrowing guys? Yes, but he wasn't out here throwing into triple coverage or the interception that Will Levis threw. Man, if that was Caleb Williams doing that, I would be sick to my stomach right now. This is what I can take away from Caleb. He has a lot to work on. But he is showing why he's the first overall pick in the first place in his ability to not make stupid decisions like a Will Levis, But another takeaway here is the offense needs time to gel. Guys, if you remember from last year with the Bears defense, right? When we got all those new pieces, we got TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, DeMarcus Walker, we got all those new guys, rookie Tyreek Stevenson. All these new guys needed time to gel together. We were a bad defense last year for the first half of the season. And yes, I know Montez Sweat was a big reason why we stepped up to that next level, but we also needed time for the defense to get chemistry, for the players to have that chemistry because they've never played together. And we need time for that to happen. And just like it was for the Bears defense, where they just needed time and they eventually became the defense that we had hoped they'd be, The same thing is going to need to be done for the Bears. You need to have that patience for the Bears offense. Let's take a look at some of the new guys on offense. Keenan Allen never played. Coleman Shelton, Ryan Bates, who didn't play, but new on the offensive line. Then you've got quarterback Caleb Williams, DeAndre Carter. You've got Roma Dunze in the game. You got Gerald Everett in the game. Like, there is a lot of new pieces on offense. And on top of that, a new play caller in Shane Waldron. Well, I mean, I know he's a former play caller too, but still on the Bears. These are a lot of new pieces that, unfortunately, guys, we're not just gonna be this like top 5 power offense right away. Give it at least 4 to 5 games to see like anything like true, like really like wow moments, I would say. And, shout out to, Roma Dunze. I hope he, heals up fast or whatever. And like I talked about that earlier, but we're going to need time. And y'all need to be patient with Caleb, with the rookie. Y'all need to be patient with the rest of the pieces. He's going to get the rhythm going. We need to get, all these different things, accustomed to, and we'll be fine. So basically, I say all that to say I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried one bit for Caleb Williams. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of quarterbacks who are Hall of Famers now who had worse games than Caleb or had just as bad games. Naming off the top of my head, John Elway, Hall of Famer. Peyton Manning had a terrible rookie season, top 3 quarterback in NFL history. Eli Manning, terrible first game, won 2 Super Bowls, beat Brady in both of those. There's Matthew Stafford, another one who had a really terrible game in his first game. Super Bowl winner, one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. A guy that Caleb looks up to even. So, I mean, you even look at Jordan Love, to be honest. Jordan Love had to sit behind Rodgers for 3 years, and he didn't look that great in his first game. And I'm not talking about the Bears game. I'm talking about the season before when he had to step in for Aaron Rodgers. If he played the Chiefs, he looked terrible. He didn't look great. He didn't look how he looked now. But guess what? He needed time to get experience, to get chemistry with the teammates around him, with his receivers, with the coaches, with the scheme and everything. And now he's a second highest paid quarterback in the NFL. And he's doing really good. So shout out to, Jordan Love. Hope he gets healed up soon. But guys, do not worry right now. Let's not hit the panic button just yet. Let's chill out. But I'm happy that the Bears won. Let me know what you guys think about the game in the comments. Bear down, I'm out.